My dad always has me record these meteorite videos, so yeah, we're gonna have some fun. All right, I always know what he does before he's gonna get ready for his videos. So let's go. Yeah. All right, here we go.
Hey, I'm not ready yet. Hey, welcome back to the show. I got some interesting stuff for you and interesting stuff for the experts that the experts think that they can keep up. And the reason why I know this is because I have stuff that experts do not have. Okay, now, first of all, we have to figure, okay, does everybody always tell the truth, or is everybody always right? It kind of makes you wonder, because time anybody posts a video online, okay, that's not right, that's not true, this isn't a meteorite, this isn't a meteorite, and that's what happens. Okay, so when are people going to start trusting people when they post stuff, or even believe in it? But this is why people don't learn. Okay, they don't want to take a chance on that. Hey, just because the average Joe posts something doesn't mean that he's wrong. Okay, meteor showers are the building blocks of planets. Okay, this is why planets rotate, so rocks can be distributed more evenly and not in the same place every time there's a meteor shower. And I'll get to that and explain. Okay, asteroids are like large brooms. They move debris in space. This is why they pass planets and get closer each time. Otherwise, if you don't have something out there that doesn't do away with the space dust and the rocks and move them around and stuff, okay, 4.5 billion years, you wouldn't even be able to see the stars. And this is just common sense. Okay, but this is stuff that people can't put together. Okay, the mesosphere is like a furnace burning whatever debris after comet outbursts and exploding stars and whatever may else. Now, when the mesosphere becomes electrified, and I call it the Tyndall event because I discovered it. When the mesosphere becomes electrified, that's why you get rocks through there that they don't look like meteorites. They look like average Earth rocks. Meteor showers like the 1833 replenish the Earth with metals, minerals, and rocks that are blasted into the atmosphere and lost. Okay, now how are they blasted in the atmosphere and lost? Volcanic eruptions. Okay, if you lose a lot of that rock and debris and stuff, what's going to replenish it? Volcanoes have been erupting for millions of years. Isn't that something to think about? And this is why all the metal is not on top or the middle or the center of the earth. The metal is layered. That's when you dig down, you find more metal. Okay? Now, since the beginning of time, these meteor showers have been happening about every 4,000 years. Okay, the Earth is supposedly 4.5 billion years old. Do the math and figure out how many meteor showers. And why a lot of them haven't been documented is because there wasn't really nothing to document them on. I guess stone, I would have had a hard time carving things into stone trying to document everything. And then before that, well, what were the dinosaurs supposed to have documented meteor showers? And whoever else was before that? This stuff is just common sense. chondrite conglomerate. This is something that people don't know about. It is a rock with conglomerates in it, but it also has a chondrite mixture in it. Okay, we're going to go to this. Now, these two pictures right here, okay? This is partially submerged in the creek, and this is partially in the hillside. All right, now you look at this, you look at it real close. Okay, I took four or five different samples off that rock. Extremely hard to get off. But if you look at this one sample that I took and you compare it to what's in between these other rocks, okay, and you look at the top picture here, this top picture here, this was struck by lightning. Okay, it's got that glassy coating on it, fulgurite. Now, these 5 pieces came from this. Okay, what this type of stuff is, totally bizarre, but this is what your chondrites look like. This is what your chondrites look like. Okay, and this is before they burn down. All anybody gets is rocks that are burned down. Nobody ever looks for rocks that didn't get damaged, or have very little damage, or have been very little altering done to the rock. And I'll show you what an example of it. Little altering done to the rock. Okay, now why do experts miss this? Okay, because they take this little stupid, idiotic magnet. It's the dumbest magnet in the world. Okay? Oh, hey, that's not a meteorite. Or hey, is it a meteorite? You see how that magnet goes right to it. Okay. This is stupid. This is the best way to identify any space rock. And I'm telling it to people now, whether they want to believe it or not. Now, this rock, which is a meteor, and I know this for a fact because everything I look in, and if I had a microscope, and maybe one of these times I'll get me a microscope and start blowing up pictures just to really make people look stupid out there. If you look at this, okay, you can't see it as good as me. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell by the glistening on it. Okay, these crystals have been altered. Those crystals aren't like this. They're like that. They're like that. Okay, they're like rectangular. This line right here on the top part of the rock goes into the rock. This is a lightning strike. But why does this not look like metal? Okay, why does it not look like metal? Because it was shocked and it was altered. It's a form of metal. I don't know what kind, but it is. And I'm trying to tell people, listen, I'm trying to be honest with people, you know, and tell people what they want to tell people. The truth. I'm trying to share the truth. I'm not trying to make money. It's not about making money. It's about knowing the truth and being able to learn more and know more about the universe and how everything was made. Okay. But I'm not just a meteor guy. Okay. It's a combination of things that I work on. This is what I call the second light. It's a light that's brighter than the sun, but you can only see it through a camera. And the reason why is because you were able to see it in person, it would blind you. Now, how do I know these things? Now, how do I know these things aren't glare? Okay, here we go. This is a picture of glare. That's what it looks like. This white light ran across the sun. It ran across the sun. It's thick from here all the way through, all the way down. And in this picture, it even bent a little bit. You can look at the difference in the picture. Okay, the glare that shoots up here doesn't cover the power lines. You can see the power lines through the glare lines. You can't see the power line through the glare lines here. It's impossible. Okay? There should be a lot more. This picture right here should look almost like this one. There's no clouds in the sky. The only clouds that are in the sky on this photo shoot is basically these three clouds here. And if you look really close up on this picture, it isn't just this one big white ray line. There's also a bunch of small white ray lines around it. Now, people want to know about the afterlife and stuff. That's probably what you're looking for in the afterlife, because otherwise you don't get little figures like this. And this was blue. This is the same photo shoot. And that's how bright it got. It lit up. But one doesn't have to believe me. One doesn't have to believe me, okay? Here's a bigger close-up of it. Same three clouds right there. And this was pointed away from the sun. Okay? And how did I get that line right there that comes all the way to the ground? Up top, you can't see anything through it, but the closer it gets to the ground, you can see through it. Okay? This isn't glare. You look at the thickness of this line, the way this line runs. And I followed it up. I followed it up to the sun and I took a picture of it. It covers the wires. The rest of the small glare lines don't. Which means this light was powerful enough to almost block the sun out completely. But like I said, people they're going to want to believe what they want. They don't, you don't have to. Okay. In my own place, inside my own room, okay? Took a picture. It got really bright. Okay? The picture got really bright. Okay? Right afterwards, that picture was taken. And that's not smoke. These are those apparitions or angels, as people want to refer to them. But I've been studying this. I've been studying this second light. And it is the most bizarre thing in the world. But because of the way this was and the way it was located, you would have been able to see this from anywhere on the planet. But you don't have to believe anything that I'm saying. I'm just trying to share my knowledge and what I know of things and what I'm finding out. If people don't want to learn, you don't have to. If you want to believe, you can believe. I can't force anyone or make anyone believe anything. And I'm not going to. But if there are any other experts out there in the world that have any better ideas to a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about, I would sure love to hear what they have to say. Because they're not going to be able to come to these conclusions and figure things out if they're always looking for something small like this. Because the bigger the rock, the more information you have, and the more you have to examine. And we'll call that good.